Are you looking to join Cycling Men of Leisure for one of our rides in 2025? We've got a few things on our schedule.
That's right. We'll be attending Big Bragg and also the Bourbon Country Burn.
Big Bragg is in Georgia and Bourbon Country Burn's in Kentucky. Both places are going to be absolutely beautiful. We're going to have teams for both of those events. If you're looking to join us on our team, just send us a message. We'll tell you what to do.
So come on out. It's going to be a good time.
Absolutely.
Well, it's time for Road Adventures with Cycling Men of Leisure, the podcast for cyclists who understand that riding is not just about getting to the destination, but the experience along the way. Now, here are the original Cycling Men of Leisure, Adam and Michael.
Hey, good to be with you again.
Good evening. Happy to be with you.
Look at that. We're together once again. We're on fire.
Florida, this time Tampa.
Hey, it's not too bad. Beautiful area. Today I got to go golfing. What about you?
I worked.
I knew that. But for the enjoyment of our audience, you worked. Actually, I worked too, but I actually got a lot done today. So anyways, so here we are. We're here together. We're in Tampa. And truth be told, you're here for a work conference, and I found me a cheap flight down here to the great state of Florida. I knew we could record some shows here for Cycling Men of Leisure. And what are we going to talk about?
But guess what?
What's that?
We're going to Iowa.
What? 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 We're going to Iowa?
That's right. Anybody who listened knows that we were 2 weeks ago, we were up in Des Moines.
That's correct.
We went to the announcement party,
Yep.
RAGBRAI 50 announcement party.
Yep.
Had the great opportunity to talk with Matt.
Yep.
Interviewed him the next morning. We appreciate the time, energy, and effort that he put into that. And we found out where we're going, where we're going to be spending a week of our summer.
That's
in July.
That's exciting. I'm ready. Okay, no, I'm not. I've got a little training to do, and I need to actually get on the bike, so that would be a good idea. So,
but what I thought.
Yes.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
For Bragg,
yes,
the announcement, we went through Bragg, the towns that the sleepover towns and that type of stuff, and I told a little bit about it, and we talked about it and discussed it.
Right.
I thought we should do that for RAGBRAI too. Give people a little bit of insight of where we're going to be going, if they're participating in RAGBRAI, where they're going to be going, and if not, we'll just give them some useless information that might serve them well some night on trivia or something.
About a state that's flat.
Yeah, if you're on the highway in a car, absolutely.
Every time people say to me, "Oh, you're going to Iowa? It's flat, right?" And I think to myself, I was just like you many years ago.
Slow ice.
Slow ice.
For those of you who don't understand what slow ice means, Adam,
yes,
was a guest on another podcast last week, I believe.
That's correct.
And I don't remember the name. You'd have to say what
That's
the name
okay.
is.
It was Mike and John podcast. Mike and John, little backstory, were local radio hosts on a radio station, and they did their own thing and put their direction of their career in a different area, and decided they actually have a daily podcast that comes out. It's a local community podcast,
Yep.
but they had gotten wind that you and I do a podcast. Because I had used my personal Facebook page to share our show and our interview. They reached out to me and said, "Hey, so you're doing your own podcast and interviews? Can we have you on the show?" And so they asked me on the podcast if bikers had call signs. And I said that my call sign would be, I don't know, slowpoke or something.
Yep.
And I had mentioned that normally I'm one who, when we get to camp, I go on a mad dash for some ice for our libation, and or sometimes just because I want an ice water. And so then they kind of came up with slow ice.
That's right. It started out with Iceman, and
Iceman.
then it is slow ice.
It started. Iceman would have been okay, but Val Kilmore and I, we don't match. But So now I'm known as Slow Eyes. I cannot tell you how many people who heard the interview were texting me behind the scenes, emailing me behind the scenes. Truth be told, I actually talked some advocacy for transportation, and all of the groups that I belong to got to hear it. And so they were like, so do we call you Slow Eyes from now on?
Absolutely, yeah. He doesn't get there fast, but he's cool getting there.
That's right. That's right. So
that was a fun time. I enjoyed listening. So
I appreciate that. We kind of put some digs on you for your Central Time BS, but all good.
So we're starting out in Sioux City and going to Davenport, moving right along.
All right. Fine. Okay. Which is also in Central Time, just to be clear. But
the correct time.
Sure. Okay. So Sioux City. That's, I've been close to that on other years I've done RAGBRAI, but I've never started in Sioux City.
You never started in Sioux City?
Mm-mm.
Sioux City is a great town. You will get the chance, the experience to visit the Sergeant Floyd Monument. This is awesome. Looking forward to this one. How about you?
Crickets. I don't know who Sergeant Floyd is.
And this is what I have to deal with, folks. Apparently, he slept during history class at military school.
That's probably possible.
I'm sure it is. This is a monument that honors Charles Floyd, who was a participant in the Lewis and Clark expedition.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he passed on the upstream route going out to the Pacific coast, which means he died not very far into the expedition, but there's a big monument there in his honor. So
you don't make it that far and you still get a monument.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I mean, he took a chance, man. There's not monuments for the other ones that passed away later, but there is a monument in Des Moines in his honor, and I think it'll be cool.
The last time I was visiting you, I saw Lewis and Clark everywhere, all over Kansas City. It's like Lewis and Clark, Lewis and Clark, Lewis and Clark.
Oh yeah, Lewis and Clark. It's almost like they were just like meandering around, because if you were to plot out every single one of those signs, it would just go in looked like a third grader was just with a crayon going like this. So I don't know
if they had a GPS. Turn around, turn around, turn around.
You turn now. But. Sioux City is the navigational head of the Missouri River.
Okay.
That's important. You ever heard the term smell of money?
Not only have I heard it, I've used it, but I don't know the origin of it.
Well, back in the day, Sioux City used to be a big meat processing town.
Okay.
And so needless to say, you've been around meat processing plants before.
I have.
They let out a certain smell.
Yes.
But back in the day, people in the town were making tons of money off of meat processing. So when they would smell that would be the term of the smell of money.
Now, see, many times that I've been in Iowa, I've used that term with you.
Yes, and it wasn't meat processing.
No.
It was the byproduct of the animal itself.
We'll leave it at that. That's correct. We had to mark clean on the podcast.
That's right, yeah.
So we better stay there, so...
And finally, this town during the Prohibition era was known as Little Chicago.
They had lots of pizza.
No. They had lots of booze during Prohibition.
Okay.
So now you know everything you need to know about Sioux City. Well, everything you need to know right now about Sioux City.
I was going to say, I'll need to know the expo, the direction, the wind.
That'll all come later.
Fair enough.
Where do we go from there?
All right. From there, we're going to head to Storm Lake.
Oh, Storm Lake. That's a good one.
I bet you it storms over the lake there.
You know why they call it Storm Lake?
It has something to do with a storm.
And a lake, because it's situated right next to a lake.
Okay. We actually met those cool people from Storm Lake.
Yeah, we did. No, actually, Storm Lake, there's a couple of, theories about how it got named. I'm going to go with the trapper theory, and that is that there was a trapper way back in the day, went to Storm Lake, got hit by a severe storm while at the lake, and so it was named Storm Lake.
So they were sitting back, enjoying...
some old trapper there just caught himself, a
beaver
or something, and is like, yeah, this will make a great hat for somebody, and he's sitting there along the shore, and in comes a big storm, and...
The hat for the Lewis and Clark expedition.
Well, this would have been after that, but
the joke would have worked better.
Lewis and Clark opened it up for that kind of thing, but good try.
All right, fair enough.
You're still getting
my comedy.
Yes, he still gets a D in history. But
That's okay.
It's founded in 1873, and it is the home of the Buena Vista University.
Oh, I like Buena Vista.
Not the Disney Buena Vista.
Oh.
Not Buena Vista Studios, but Buena Vista University. Buena Vista, the home of the Fighting
Beavers.
I
don't know what a beaver sounds. I think a tail slaps in the water, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That comes from the trapper, see?
Oh, man.
It all works. It all works. Anyway.
All right.
Storm Lake, where are we going next?
Carroll, Iowa.
Carroll. 10,000 plus people in Carroll, so there will be a Starbucks.
Oh, I'm in.
Good for you. Laid out in 1867. It's named for Carroll County.
Okay. That's it?
Well, no. Carroll County was then named for somebody important. That would be Charles Carroll. Stick with me on this, Adam, okay? Charles Carroll is who the county's named after, who then the town was named after. But you know why Charles Carroll is so important?
Get to the point.
I'm getting there. Charles Carroll, for those of you that don't know, was the only Roman Catholic to sign the Declaration of Independence.
Well, that's not a very good percentage.
Well, don't look at me. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but he was the only one. So, but yeah, he's got a town named after him in Iowa. So apparently it worked for him. So
fair enough. It
there
worked.
You go.
It worked.
Yeah, absolutely. And Carroll was originally a railroad town, like most of these towns were railroad towns when they started.
I tell you what, you and I have been to RAGBRAI. There's been some trains that roll by fast.
Yes, there was one I thought was going to kill somebody, honestly, but
I mean, we heard it. And I'm like, hey, a train's coming.
It did not slow down. It must have been going 75 miles an hour through the town. I mean, it just came roaring through, and everybody was like shocked and in awe. And if there would have been a slow person coming over that track, it would not have been pretty. But
luckily, that didn't happen.
That did not happen. Nope. So
all right. So from Carroll, we head on down to Ames.
Ames, College Town,
Ooh.
Cyclones.
There's going to be a Starbucks there.
You've been there before. We've been there before.
I have been there, and lucky enough, we were able to ride through Cyclone Stadium.
Rode all around it. I mean, and we weren't expecting it.
No.
But these gals were out there motioning for us, moved us right in. We went right through the big tunnel, right around the track. It was incredible.
It was really neat.
One of my best days of riding was doing that.
And what I really like is on your old bike bag. I know this year you switched to a different one, but on the old one you
still had that sticker.
Still had the Cyclone sticker and Cyclones, and then I every time I saw that sticker, we'd move the bikes or moving them off the truck and the the bike rack and stuff. I'd always see your sticker and think, oh yeah, I remember that. So that was also the first time I'd ever seen like a cell phone booster. That thing that was parked on the hill. They were
using those.
Yeah,
boost the signal.
I'd never seen that before, so I'm sure. Don't worry about it. Nothing was wrong with those. I mean, I'm sure that you won't ever have to worry about anything from that.
No, doesn't cause cancer. All right, Ames, founded in 1864.
Okay,
college town. Originally, though, it started out as again another railroad town on the Cedar Rapids, Missouri Railroad.
Okay,
named for a U.S. congressman from Massachusetts.
Well, that's interesting.
Oaks Ames.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Oh, you like that? Oaks Ames. Yes. Named for old Oaks Ames of Massachusetts, who was influential in the creation of the Transcontinental Railroad.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So, who do you think's famous who's lived in Ames? I mean, other than us that one night that we spent there.
Well, I was going to say. Famous from Ames. I'm going to go with... I'm trying to think like the way that you're saying it. I should maybe know somebody. Matthew Broderick.
On behalf of Adam
and Michael,
we both want to say thank you
for your support. As far as I know, he's never lived in Ames.
Okay.
He may have passed through there, but
It's possible.
it is possible. How about if I told you George Washington Carver?
Okay, I know who that
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Nick Nolte lived in Ames for a while, back in the 70s.
Wow.
Yeah. Wasn't he in the movie 24 Hours?
I think he was, yeah.
Yeah, 48 Hours, something. Here's a good one. Art Fry.
Okay, you're saying Art Fry like I should know who
Art Fry. You should be thanking Art Fry every single day because in your office, I guarantee this, I'll bet you $1 million in your office right now, you have something that Art Fry helped get in your office.
A map of Iowa.
No, but it could be on the wall.
I have a map of Iowa.
I know you do, but I'm saying this thing could be on the wall. It could be on your desk. It could be stuck on your side of your forehead.
Oh, like a Post-it note.
Post-it note. Yes. Adam Fry was the inventor of the Post-it note. Is from Ames.
Huh. I wonder if Adam Fry, when inventing the Post-it note, ever thought to himself, people are going to cover people's cars in these things?
No idea.
No idea.
No idea. Seemed like a great thing. This is the best one.
Okay.
Albert Caldwell. I'll guarantee you have no clue who he is.
I have no clue.
1912. Big boat.
Titanic.
That didn't go very far. Titanic. He was a survivor of the Titanic.
That's cool.
Yeah. Moved to Ames, became a principal of the high school.
And I bet you he told his Titanic story every day.
Well, I don't know about every day, but I do know for several years during the summer, he would go on a circuit and talk to people about his experiences and what he remembered of surviving the Titanic and stuff. So
We could have asked him if the board was big enough for him to lay on.
that's right. Would you have climbed on the board?
Absolutely. I mean, celebrities have asked.
Slide over.
Exactly.
I'm climbing on. Yeah. Well, so there you have it. In fact, if he was still around, we'd have him on our show because that would just be cool.
I love when Leonardo was doing interviews back in the day, like Ellen, and people would be like, come on, tell us, was there enough room to climb up there?
Could have fit on the board.
That's actually really neat. I mean, you know, have you ever seen like they're rebuilding the Titanic and they're going to have like, you know, cruises on it and stuff. I'm always thinking, really?
Oh, this is a good idea.
You know, it didn't work the first time. I don't know if I'd do it again. So,
Just don't run around and say it's unsinkable, okay? It's just a ship.
yeah.
It's got life jackets and lifeboats for everyone, so we're good.
Well, that's really neat, though. I mean, one of the biggest things in Titanic, obviously, is so many programs and you know, scuba diving expeditions and all kinds of things to be able to see. Actually, the last thing I saw is, unfortunately, it's really deteriorating.
Yeah,
bad,
it's won't be there in a few decades. So.
That's true. Okay, so we leave Ames. I mean, it was just a rocking good time, I hope. And then we head to Des Moines, Iowa.
Yes, now this is going to be the big day because this is the one everybody's talking about. This is the day that they're going to try to break the Guinness Book of World Records for most cyclists on the road. So, you know, it could be crazy. I mean, they're talking upwards of maybe 100,000 people. So it
could be crazy. And to be honest, I mean, I've obviously been sharing our show and paying attention to like RAGBRAI newbies page. I've RAGBRAI drivers page, the RAGBRAI event show. I mean, a page, and all kinds of comments are just all over the board. Some people are like, I'm so excited. Some people are nervous about safety. I'm sorry. After meeting Matt Phippen, who is the director of RAGBRAI, sitting down with him, interviewing him, his main concern is safety. I just do not believe they're either going to do something that you've never seen before, where they take over, you know, a complete interstate, both sides. So you're going to see something different. I have no knowledge of that, by the way. I just don't think that they're going to put these many people in harm's way. I think that's the least of my concern.
I'm not concerned about it all because I do know that that's extremely important to the organizers of the ride and to, you know, everybody else that's involved. I mean, it might be a little, but we can be there to help them break the Guinness Book of World Records. So that's kind of cool.
Heck yeah.
And it's only 50 miles. So it's not like we got a long day. We can take our time. You know, people get bored. They can just, you know, come and join us and we'll take our leisure time, cycling men of leisure.
I believe the one thing that this year's RAGBRAI is going to bring us is a lot more walking when coming into the different times.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I mean, we've been on these numbers of times.
Yeah.
And, you get close to town, you get into the city limits there a little ways, and you have to get off your bike. I think we're going to be walking a few more blocks out. So, but it's okay.
That's part of the experience.
That's absolutely right.
All right.
But anyway, we're going to Des Moines,
All right.
state capital.
Ice cold.
Every time we've been there the last couple of years, in January, it's been frigid cold, -1 with terrible wind chills and ice, and that won't happen the next time you go to Des Moines.
No, I agree. It won't.
And it is called Des Moines. You lose the S's. It's not Des Moines. So
Did I say Des Moines?
no, I'm just making sure you don't go there and insult people by calling their city the wrong thing.
No, but I know for a fact when sometimes speaking, I've said we're going to Des Moines, or something, just making some kind of joke. But no, I know that the S is silent.
That's only funny when you're not in Des Moines, huh?
Listen, if it's warmer, I'll call it whatever you want me to call it, because the last time I was there, the furnace in the hotel room couldn't even keep up. So,
214,000 people.
Oh man,
Lots of Starbucks.
I'm gonna get a Starbucks there.
Incorporated 1851 as Fort Des Moines.
Okay.
About 7 years later, they dropped the fort part. But originally, it was a fort that was built there to protect the native inhabitants of the Sac and Fox tribe. So it's right at the kind of the confluence of the Des Moines River
Okay.
and one of our favorite rivers that we've been across hundreds of times, the Raccoon River.
We do laugh. I'm like, hey, we're going across the Raccoon River again. So,
Again and again.
hey, we went through Yetter.
We did go through Yetter.
And when the gentleman said, you guys want to see one of the only Iowa beaver dams? And I was like, is there really one around here? He said, come with me. I want to show you. And sure enough, he took us down and showed us. So,
Yeah, I didn't know where that was going. I thought maybe, hey, you boys want to go on a snipe hunt?
we're going cow tipping.
Yeah, that's right. But the other cool thing is we'll get to see the state capitol, which was built in the 1870s.
That's
Took
cool.
about 10, 11 years to build. But it's actually built in the Greek Revival style. I've seen it. It's a beautiful building. That should be cool.
Okay. All right.
After that, where are we headed?
Oh, I didn't know if you were done. I
No,
apologize.
I'm finished for now.
Okay. The other thing that Des Moines has, I hope we get to see, is the RAGBRAI statue, because we haven't actually got to see that in person.
Well, because it's -1 degree every time we go there. So I'm quite sure we will have the opportunity to get to see the statue.
Okay. From there, we're going to head northeast to Tama, Toledo.
Tama, Toledo, known as the Twin Cities.
Twin Cities.
Yes. Still two individual towns, Tama and Toledo. Tama to the south, Toledo to the north.
They can't agree.
Well, they didn't want to, heed to each other, and they kept their territory. So basically, I think originally the settlements were like 2 miles apart, and the towns have just pretty much grown together. So.
Okay.
Toledo, though, was named after a city in your favorite state, Ohio.
Let's keep going.
Founded in Toledo was founded in 1853.
Okay.
And then in 1862, they founded Tama. So Tama was originally another one of those railroad towns.
I'm sorry, but all I could think about, and they've been fighting ever since.
Yeah. I can just see this line drawn down. That's Tama. You stay on the Toledo side.
You go to restaurants. You go to breakfast in the morning. That's the Tama side
That's
over
right.
there.
We don't want your kind here.
That's right. We want Tama over there and Toledo over there.
That's right. So, but the neat thing is what I guess would be the largest Native American settlement in Iowa is located just a few miles away.
That's cool.
This Sac and Fox tribe
Okay.
has a reservation there, so that's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, what was the population? I'm so sorry.
Well, Toledo has a population of like 2,500. Tama has a population of like 3,100.
Okay.
So together, well over 5,000 people.
So
It's
they're
not going to be a Starbucks.
That's okay. We're gonna skip it. I mean, I'm gonna have like 3 days in a row where I can get it, and then come on, First time we go out and do RAGBRAI, remember how happy I was in Hy-Vee?
Oh, I have a picture of you in Hy-Vee, come walking around the corner with this big Starbucks cup in your hand with this big smile on your face, like, I found it.
But not only did I have Starbucks, I had Wi-Fi.
You had Wi-Fi. And you just pretty much cleaned out the Chinese buffet like an hour before. So life was good.
You guys have been here for a while. It's time to go.
You got to leave now.
Okay, so we leave Tama, Toledo without Starbucks in hand, and we head down to Coralville.
Oh, yes. Coralville. 1873, founded. Current population is around
22,000.
What's cool about this town is that it actually sets right along the Iowa River, and it's actually situated on a 3,800-year-old archaeological site.
That's pretty neat.
It is. And it got its town from, in fact, the fossils that were found in the limestone there. And so they got Coralville.
So there was coral in the limestone.
Fossilized coral in the limestone, and so they derived the city's name from that.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I mean, that beats, some other cities that just got their name just because.
Yeah, could have called it Limestone Land or something. That wouldn't have been very good.
No.
No.
All right. So I don't have a Starbucks, in my opinion.
You've got a Starbucks. Trust me. There'll be one there.
Then we head off to a great city. We've met a bunch of new friends, and we and our thousands of other friends are making our way to Davenport.
Davenport. There we go. Yes. 384,000?
Oh, man.
There'll be a Starbucks.
Well, after we finish the ride, we dip our tires. I put my bike above my head and try to get out of Davenport after all the events that are taking place on the same day. I'm getting a Starbucks.
Yeah. Incorporated 1836. Have you ever heard the term, like older people used to use? I haven't heard it very much, but like my grandparents used to say, oh, you can just sit on the Davenport, which was like another name for a couch.
I haven't.
Okay. Well, trust me, it happened. This town is actually named for George Davenport, who was a furniture maker.
Okay.
So
the Davenport furniture name became very popular.
Yes. So, and the other cool thing about Davenport, it is home to the modern Woodman Park, which is one of the oldest minor league baseball parks.
That's cool.
Still in use today.
That's really cool.
Built in 1931.
Well, they got 8 years. And they'll have a 100-year century,
right.
100-year anniversary.
Put me in, coach.
I'm ready to play.
That's right. And then you could hit that, and then you could drive up the road up north and hit Field of Dreams if you really wanted to on the way home.
I was going to sing, but I don't want.
Please don't. No.
Put me in, coach.
So there we go. That's kind of the journey, kind of in a nutshell. Some interesting facts that people may or may not have known. Some things to look out for. Should be a good time.
500 miles.
Yes.
July 22nd to the 29th, 2023. RAGBRAI L, or 50.
Yes.
And the slogan is, one L of a ride.
Yes, and I love the goat logo thing they got going on.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Couple other things I wanted to mention, though.
Okay.
Got some really great episodes coming up.
Absolutely.
What there's been a lot of chatter about is charters.
They have.
Yes. I know RAGBRAI, because of the number of people have been kind of freaking out about charters. And other rides, Bragg has charters, Bran has charters. A lot of the other places have charters too. So we've had a lot of questions. So we will spend some time talking about charters. Like, do you need a charter? What are some of the advantages of doing it? What are some of the disadvantages? Kind of give you a lowdown on, is a charter necessary and that type of thing. And if it is necessary, what you kind of are looking for and that type of thing, in our opinion. We're going to talk a little bit in a future episode here about packing for one of these long rides. We have a very interesting and distinct way of doing that, which I think people would enjoy.
We do.
And then finally, we're going to talk a little bit about a bear.
Like, are there bears in Iowa?
As far as I know, not anymore.
Baloney. Every time you're there,
that's right.
You bring your bear.
Hey, boo-boo. Yeah. we're going to talk a little bit about a bear.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm excited about that. There's only one other thing I'd like to mention.
Okay.
So not only did we do RAGBRAI, yes, I know the show has been kind of focused on RAGBRAI. It's a very exciting time. There was the route announcement, and of course now people are considering charters and packing and things. But, another ride that we do, Brag, we are searching for something.
Yes.
We're searching for a good time, and it's going to happen. But
yes,
on a serious note,
we need a couple extra teammates, don't we?
We do. We do. So if anyone's listening to this and you haven't heard about Brag, please go to brag.org, I think it is. If it's not, go brag.com or whatever, but I think it's brag.org.
Or just look up Bike Ride Across Georgia.
Bike Ride Across Georgia. And what you're looking for is a week-long ride. If you have more than 10 riders or 10 or more riders, everybody on the
team. Signed up as a team.
Everybody on the team gets a custom jersey. And we've signed up the team Cycling Men of Leisure. And
we need a couple extra people because we're almost to 10.
We're almost.
And you'll get a free jersey. And other than that, you don't have to hang out with us unless you want to. And you get a free jersey, free Cycling Men of Leisure jersey, which we will have professionally designed. So.
Who wouldn't want to hang out? I agree with you. I'm just kidding. Actually, behind the scenes, a couple of gentlemen have written me and said, hey, we want to be on the team, but you guys talk about sometimes smoking cigar. Listen, we're not asking you to do anything.
No.
No, we just join us, and we'll have a gathering one night where we can just be like, hey, where you from? Good to meet, blah, blah, and we'll have a good time. So we were at 10, and unfortunately, a couple of guys, I think, have had to bow out and Brag. So we're just looking for a couple of people. So if you're interested, please check out that ride. First time I even learned about Brag was at RAGBRAI. So...
And if you've already signed up for it and not on a team, we can get you hooked up on a team. So,
just send us a message on Facebook.
We'll take care of it. So that's exciting. Did we want to talk about our final subject, or do we want to leave that for another time?
Let's talk about it.
All right. Talk about it.
What was the final subject?
The contest.
Oh, Doug
from Texas is the big winner. That's right.
We're going to have him on, do a small spot on our show, but I'd be curious how he did that. We know his entry date, which was a long time ago.
Yeah, it wasn't like the last minute. He got it in. If I remember it right, it was November.
Yeah, it was.
He was one of the first people to get the entry date in, and he didn't hit them all, but he hit an awful lot of them, and he was pretty close to the total mileage too. So hopefully we can have him in a show here for a brief time to kind of talk with him about being the winner and kind of maybe what was guiding him. But I was impressed.
I was,
and
too.
I somehow I didn't quite get it right.
No,
I was close.
As in it was.
They were all in Iowa.
Oh, there we go. Did they go west to east?
Yes.
See, you're doing all right then.
Yeah, I know I talked a pretty good game.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was going to be dead on. I was, Iowa-ish.
Would you like me just to end the show now so you don't have to?
No, I'll admit when I was wrong. But no, the contest was great. Had a lot of people threw in their guesses, and we certainly appreciate everybody's participation. And Doug will be getting a Cycling Men of Leisure hat and a shirt from us. And like I said, we'll try to get him on an episode here, and hopefully we can hook up with him in Iowa and talk with him in person.
That'd be awesome. I would like that very much. Well, okay then. Well, we covered a lot. We covered the route. We covered some shows that we got coming up. Is there anything else that you would add?
Well, as always, it's a great day
for a bike ride.
Thank you for coming along with Adam and Michael on Road Adventures with Cycling Men of Leisure. If you have enjoyed this, please subscribe to the show on the podcast app of your choice.
Hey, we just wanted to remind you that we've got some really cool products at our jersey and our swag store.
That's right. You can visit cyclingmenofleisure.com. At the top of the page, you'll find our stores page. Click there. There's 2 QR codes. The one on the left has a J on it. That's the store for the jerseys. The one on the right is just a swag store. Has all kinds of different items. Kind of customizable. You can kind of make the swag the way you want it. If the QR codes are giving you an issue, don't worry. Underneath, there's 2 buttons that you can click on. Thank you, and have a great day.